Good evening. It is Monday, October 27th, 2025, and I'd like to call this regular school board meeting to order. Please stand for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, Mr. Deputy Superintendent, board, community staff. Thank you for being here this evening. Moving on to item 2, changes, amendments, additions, or deletions to the agenda. Board, do we have any changes this evening? Mr. Deputy Superintendent?
There are no changes.
All right, hearing none, we'll proceed with the agenda as presented. Approval of the minutes. Deputy Superintendent, do you have a recommendation?
I recommend approval of the minutes from the regular school board meeting, October 13, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion by Mr. Mathias, second by Mr. Dodd. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passes 5-0. Representation, we have none. Public input, I did get a couple cards this evening. First up is Mr. Farmer Banks Helfrich.
Farmer Banks Helfrich, Clay Road District, South Lake County. Farm tip of the day, the cool weather months of fall and winter, now is the time to put brachious and cruciferous vegetables into the ground, such as broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, kale, spinaches. Also, it's the best time to put root vegetables into the ground, such as carrots, onions, beets, and turnips grow like weeds in Florida. Also lettuces, and also the quintessential fruit / vegetable, the tomato. This is the best time to put it in the ground. Chairman, Vice Superintendent.
Deputy.
Deputy Superintendent. I was going to say Madam Superintendent. That was not going to work. Distinguished guests, roughly 250 years ago, our Constitution was signed and ratified, and immediately thereafter, our forefathers began working on the amendments, the changes to the Constitution. The first 10 amendments of the Constitution are considered to be the Bill of Rights, quite an apropos name for rights given to us, the citizens. These rights include the right to petition our government, the right to free speech, the right to worship whoever or whatever we want to worship, the right to assemble, the right to press, the right to bear arms, the right to due process. These rights are explicitly written in our Bill of Rights / amendments. However, with them comes one caveat, and that is all these rights have with them an individual responsibility. So yes, you can go out into the middle of the street, you can go on social media, you can go into the market square, and you can exclaim at the top of your lungs your views. However, deep down inside, you are responsible for what you say. My mom always said to me, be careful what you say, use your words wisely, because they will stay with you for the rest of your life. Rights come with responsibilities. I am Farmer Banks Helfrich. May you all be blessed. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you, Farmer Banks. Next up, Miss Leland Terrio.
Thank you for getting that right. I love that. So good evening, Deputy Superintendent, school board members, Mathias Brandenburg, Dodd, Cunningham, and Luke. I am Leland Terrio, and I represent Lake Community Arts. In partnership with the Orlando Philharmonic Orchestra, we're excited to bring the Young People's Concert to Lake County this fall on November 13th and 14th. It's almost here. I'm so excited. There's going to be 2 performances at Lake Minneola High School on Thursday and 2 performances at Leesburg High School on Friday. We'd love for you to join us at the VIP reception, which is on Thursday morning at 9:30 at Lake Minneola High School. And then the concert starts at 10:30. It lasts about 45 minutes, so it's not very long, but it is extremely entertaining, and you should consider staying for that. We're really grateful to all of the people who have lent us support, including Disney, the Florida Theatrical Association, Mount Dora Community Foundation, Bill Mathias, the Logan Foundation, and Cindy Brown. We're still finalizing transportation funding for South County students with the Community Foundation of South Lake, and we have only $4,000 left to raise for all of the costs of this event. On September 12th, we hosted a countywide professional development day for all Lake County music teachers at Mission Inn in Howey in the Hills. The teachers explored classroom integrations of the Young People's Concerts, expanded middle school programming, and learned how high school students can earn the Florida Seal of Fine Arts at their graduation. We also worked on vertical alignment to strengthen the music education pathway from elementary through middle through high school. The day was a great success, and we are partnering with Cicely Bosley at the, I think you call it the Department of Professional Learning, right? Did I get that right? I'm not sure. Anyway, we're doing another district-wide professional development day, this time for all arts education, dance, music, theater, and visual art that will go, and again, probably at Mission Inn. It was a good central location for everybody. So we're going to do that on March 6th. Our community choir is also underway, and our first performance is November 22nd. If you would like to come out and hear us, we'll be at Claremont Celebrates on November 22nd on the steps of City Hall at 5 o'clock. We rehearse on Tuesdays from 6:30 to 8:30. If you want to come and sing with us at the Performing Arts Center, you are welcomed to visit anytime you want. I am leaving some business cards for each of you, and please reach out anytime with any of your thoughts or comments. Thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Terrio. Great work as always. Thank you. All right. Moving on to the attorney's report this evening. Mr. Cole?
No report.
Perfect. We also don't have any unfinished business, so moving on to the consent agenda. Mr. Deputy Superintendent, do you have a recommendation?
Yes, I recommend approval of the consent agenda, items 8.01 through 10.03.
So moved. Second.
Got a motion by Mr. Dodd, second by Mr. Mathias. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. Moving on to discussion this evening, item 11.01, a public hearing. Mr. Cole?
Yes, sir. At this time, we will open the meeting to a public hearing for tentative approval of policies 5136, wireless communication devices, 5500, student conduct, 5600, student discipline, and 9800, charter schools. At this time, is there any public input? Seeing none, the public hearing is closed.
Thank you, sir. Deputy Superintendent, do you have a recommendation?
I recommend tentative approval of the policies as presented.
So moved.
Second. Got a motion by Mr. Mathias, second by Mr. Dodd. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. Moving on to the Deputy Superintendent report this evening.
Just like to take a moment to a little bit of a flood update. Wanted to thank our staff for the flexibility this morning. I know some of my crew were out at 4:30, 5 o'clock this morning, just trying to get things ready. So I want to thank them and our transportation, grounds, maintenance, teachers, administrators, support staff, just everybody involved that kicked in this morning to keep things running smoothly in the impacted areas. So thank you so much for that. We had one award I want to mention on the superintendent's behalf. Just congratulating the district of winning the 2025 Speak Out Outstanding Program Support Award from the Crime Line Board of Directors. This is a recognition of our participation in the Speak Out program that allows students to report safety concerns anonymously at 800-423-TIPS. We have embraced that program and been able to intervene in numerous situations as a result, so we're proud of this award.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Luke, any comments this evening?
No, I think I'd just like to echo my sentiments to Mr. Farnsworth. I know I was in the Eustis area this morning, and there's some things that were overwhelming, but there were also a lot of instances of the staff and the students and the administrators coming together to make sure that school was as normal as possible for the students that did come to school in my district this morning, and then those that didn't. So I also want to appreciate the communication that was going on. I know that the district always feels pressure in regards to releasing communication in a timely manner, and I felt like the reasonableness of checking roads and making sure protocols were followed and students were safe and buses were ran, and then giving an option for parents who didn't feel safe was a good way to navigate something that could potentially be challenging. It was very challenging. So thank you to everybody that showed up today. That's all I have.
Thank you, Dr. Luke. Mrs. Cunningham.
I concur. I think the district staff handled
our inclement weather extremely well. I got a couple of phone calls, and I could very confidently say to them, don't worry, they're taking care of it. So it's always nice to be able to say that. So thank you very much, Deputy Superintendent and your entire staff. You did a great job. No further comments.
Mr. Dodd?
Yes, when I heard the storms and rain last night in Claremont and saw the message about the north end of the county, I thought it must be really bad up there. And so I'm grateful to all the staff who worked it from all different angles to ensure a safe experience for our faculty, our staff, our students, and also our facility assets. This past week, I watched a webinar by the Consortium of Florida Education Foundations, and I think Dr. Luke had a chance to view that as well. It was basically all about capturing the market share. We understand that public schools are in a unique state of having to compete for our customers, if you will. That's a new level of choice and what that looks like. And I think while there were a lot of statistics that were maybe discouraging because they're so challenging to try to overcome, I think there's some great conversation to have in terms of how do we try to overcome that. I think they really got me thinking about what are some of the systems in place that might be a best practice that we might consider as a school district as well, to think about how you capture that market share and what all the different angles of that involve or include. So my recommendation was I got some value out of watching that, and so if anybody else is interested, I think the link is available for anybody to go check that out, and perhaps might be worthy of some district level discussion moving forward about how we might be able to take some of those concepts presented and maybe get some of that market share back.
Mrs. Owens and I also spoke about it. She was on the call as well, and
good.
so was the superintendent. So I think I agree.
So maybe since so many people have had the opportunity to participate, maybe we move forward into like a workshop where we can all
Right.
now talk about what we
Right.
because we can't really have many of those conversations outside of this meeting. I mean, you can go talk to staff, I can go talk to staff, but to be able to collaborate together, and I think it'd be worthy of discussion with the other board members too, if y'all have an hour to dedicate to the webinar. I think it's worth looking at.
What was it called?
I'll send it.
We'll have Natalie send out the link.
Okay.
It's like market share, like you said.
That's right. And you'll probably appreciate it just from the business side of it.
Right.
So no doubt. And then after that, maybe it'd be worthy of having some sort of workshop and talk about how does this fit into the district strategy moving forward.
Thank you, Mr. Dodd. Mr. Mathias?
I'll just set aside 1 hour just in line with my 4 hours of ethics that I'm going to watch this weekend. So to remind everybody that is due the first of the year. And I would be remiss if we didn't talk about how we place ourselves, that we are 65th out of 67 counties, and that at some point we have to have equity in that relationship. So that's all I have.
Thank
And
you.
ditto on the work that you did. Jay.
Ditto those comments as well. Deputy Superintendent, you and your team always do an excellent job, and we appreciate you today and every day, so thank you for that continued effort. Wanted to give the board a brief update. The superintendent and I last Monday had a meeting in Orange County with the Orange County Administrator and some members of Public Works regarding some of the 2,800 acres of land that Orange County owns in Lake County in the Wellness Way area, and our desire to acquire some of that land for a high school. They were receptive to the conversation, not super receptive to moving forward with next steps, but certainly put their cards out on the table, and we've got a good understanding of where we can proceed from here. Myself, the superintendent, Kelly, and I believe Chad have a meeting, I think tomorrow afternoon, with Mr. Cole and members of the real estate team at Gray Robinson to look at those legal avenues that we may be able to consider. It's just such a beautiful piece of property that I can't see a reasonable reason why we can't acquire a portion of it for our efforts in public utility versus public utility. I think there's an argument to be made to go with the next step. So once we have that call tomorrow, we'll certainly have some more information that I'm sure the superintendent will brief the rest of the board on. We'll continue to move forward on acquiring that land. And also want to give a brief shout out to Principal Wolf and her team at Leesburg Elementary. They did their first annual Read and Treat event last Thursday at the elementary school, and I believe they had over 500 parents and students come out to that event. So really good energy on campus. It's been exciting to see how they've already embraced this school year, and I'm expecting some really big results now and moving forward under Principal Wolf's leadership, and just really excited for what they've got to come. Anything else this evening, board, that we missed? Any objection to adjourning? No, sir. We are adjourned. Thank you very much.